Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We begin our Satsanga with Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. And our last talk was concluded. Name bandho, name mukti, name shastram, name guru. Total contradiction. So, everything has its place and time. When a child doesn't know how to walk, he is just crawling like a earthworm. Then for him, everything is required, some support, everything. And when he is grown up, should he hold on to that rope like, no, I want to be responsible. I can't be Kritagna. See, I have to be responsible. Therefore, I go with that, that try, will think everywhere. In the same manner, initial stages of our life. Now, initial stages means what? When we are children, no. When we have never known anything about spiritual life, and then something happens in our life. And depending upon our sensitivity, the interactions differ. It is something like this. When the dream is going on very lovely experiences, like you are somewhere in Norway and you have got a lovely car, a lovely company, a lovely fat purse, everything lovely. And you are moving around. Such a dream will never break. And while you are going, suddenly from nowhere something happens and you skid into a deep valley. Then suddenly the dream breaks. Oh, thank God, it was there. Yet the palpitation and everything is there. In the same manner, when everything is going on very well in life, my husband is good, my wife is good, my children are good, my business is good, my health is good. Such a dream will never break. Then one day suddenly, see, this I'll tell you through some example. This happened in San Jose, sometime in mid-80s or so. When I reached there, a person who came to receive me, and he was driving me to my place. And he said, Swamiji, I am your fan and really enjoy every talk of yours. I have got piles of your talks. And then he said, I have got most beautiful wife, 2 lovely kids, money I have so much that next 10 generations need not work. I have got huge properties all over US. Now can there be heaven anything than this? I think this is all heaven. I said, Swargavasi Maharaj, now I am tired. Let me take rest and evening will meet. Whole night I had no sleep in the plane. Okay. In the evening he came. So when he came, again I said, Aye Swargavasi, how are you? And his face was totally cooled down. I said, what happened? No electricity in the heavens? Swamiji, I want to talk to you something. He became very serious. Then he said, I couldn't believe In the evening, normally when my wife comes home, that time I got a phone call from her. And she said, from today onwards I am not coming home. You can keep the kids. And I have found out my partner. And in last 7 or 10 years, I have studied law sufficiently. And according to the advice given by attorney, these are the things I have sorted out. Now what should I do? I said, what about heaven? He prays. Therefore, when everything is happening, nobody wants to go to Prempur. Do you mean we are all like that? No, you are not like that. The second option is when the dream breaks. When there is nothing wrong happening in your dream, but your own nature awakens you from the sleep by giving a nature's call. So you wake up naturally. So some of us wake up from this waking dream when there is an accident. And some of us wake up from this waking dream by the nature's call. And what is the nature's call? Worldly things cannot attract us anymore. Because parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaham nirvedamaya. When we pause for a moment and analyze our own experiences of the past and try to understand and evaluate our own life, what we have done till date, then we come to know we have done only one thing, try to fulfill our desires. Other than that, we have done nothing. And yet, we have not discovered fulfillment. See? Now, this is the theme which is brought out in the stories in our Puranas like Bhagavad. A king ruled 14,000 years without any problem, yet he could not find fulfillment in his life. And therefore, then we start searching on Google. Is there any happiness without getting involved in the world? Then Google Ananda Maharaj will say, Tad Vidyanakam Gurumeva Vigache. And then we start attending satsang. And when we start attending satsang, following things happen. First, our wrong notions about our life, they start getting hammered. And when the wrong notions get hammered, then a new vision develops. And it is something like, when a tiger tests, this is what they say, I don't know. I am neither a lion nor one eaten by the lion. They say if a tiger or a lion, when he tastes the human blood for the first time, then he doesn't like to go and hunt other animals. In the same manner, those who get the taste of this bliss, which doesn't produce blisters, then he is involved on the spiritual. And after we are involved on the spiritual path, initially we are unable to think properly. What Shastra or what the Satsanga does, only one thing. They teach us how to think. We have to learn how to drive a car. We have to learn how to make a chapati. Initially, when the small kids make chapatis learning, so their first chapati is South Island, New Zealand. Mummy, why it is becoming like this? And then slowly, after some time, it starts taking shape. So everything we have to learn. But when it comes to thinking, we have never spent a moment in our life to learn how to think. Normally, we worry or we brood. With reference to the past, we brood. With reference to the future, we worry. And with reference to the present, we compare. These are the three types of thought processes that go on in our mind incessantly. And then we think we are thinking. It is not thinking. What is the difference between worrying and thinking or contemplation? Thinking and worrying differs in the approach to the problem. Worrying is entering in the unknown area unprepared and interacting is worrying. And thinking or contemplation is entering the unknown area with a prepared mind. Like when a person knows very well how to drive a car, for him there is no problem. No, I can drive the car, but my only problem is I cannot reverse the car. There are many people, for them, reverse car means the biggest problem. No. So, we have to learn the art of thinking. And therefore, like for everything, we have to go to the teacher to learn. And therefore, in the initial stages of our life, means when we have changed the direction of our life from the extrovertedness to something higher. That time we are required to go to the Guru. Tadvijnanatam Guru Mevami Gache. Now, there are different types of gurus. The one who has created a lot of problems. You know, when that Abdul Guru was hanged, I was very, very unhappy. He should not have. He should have been given one more chance so that all the problems of our parliament would have been sorted. He was hanged only for this mistake. Why did he fail? Therefore, one guru, they are Mahagurus. Who are Mahagurus? They tie down the disciples or the devotees. If you go to any other guru, if you go to any other satsanga, if you go to any other place, you are doing Guru Droha. And then you will go to hell. And then I will have to come there. Friends, that is not the right way. Guru liberates us, not binds us. Tulsidaji writes in his Ramcharitmanas in Kali Yuga, the Guru is interested in the purse of the disciple and not in his liberation. Therefore, Guru eva abhigachet. Then who is the Guru? See, we have studied here Vivek Chudamani. And in Vivek Chudamani we come across towards the end, when whole instruction process is completed, then how the book concludes. Thereafter, the Guru went his way and the disciple went his way. That is a happy ending. Otherwise, whole life, Guru Maharaj, And the mule guru has to carry this load. See, friends, the ending must be happy. Like you remember, I told you one story. In a school, the children were asked to write a short story, ending happily. It should not end in a miserable way. And short, don't write too long a story. So the examination began. In no time, one child said, "Ma'am, done." How fast? Yes, you told short story, ending happily. Okay, everybody stop, let us listen his story, because he did it first. There were two persons, one man and one woman. First line. Second line. They were standing back to back. Third line. They started walking. Last line. Thereafter they lived happily. Beautiful. Short and sweet story. Ending happily. Therefore, if we go to the Guru and the Guru ties us down and creates a kind of a fear psychosis, a guilt in our mind. See, therefore, Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Go to the teacher who is well versed in the scriptures and not only erudition and scholarship, but is abiding in the knowledge what he is talking. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Why Shrotriya? Because the method of communication is authenticated by the scriptures. It is not I am telling therefore, no. This is what the scriptures say. Otherwise, everybody will have his own way of talking. No. And then Brahmanishtam. He is not only talking, but is living that knowledge every moment. Otherwise, teachers like us, they will come and teach you. त्रिविधम नरकस्येदं द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्. Desire, anger and greed are the gateways to the hell. Therefore give them up. And somebody comes late. And this fellow gets angry. Why do you come late? Meaning what? Now from here I am going to hell. Friends. Therefore talking Vedanta is very easy. That's what we do. So, then after we have studied the scriptures and under the instruction of the Guru, slowly we start becoming ripened in that knowledge and experience, and like the ripe mango separates from the mother tree in the same manner. All the supports, the scriptures, the Guru, the mala in the hand, Bhagwan in the front. Initially, when you must have done this thing, when they do the puja, they have to take that bell in the hand and the aarti. They don't remember kya kiya. So, that ghanti they gumao and that lamp they will do like this. Initially, everything is required, but if we really grow, all these things automatically drop. Therefore, when it is said here, Name Bandho, Name Mukti, Name Shastram, Name Guru, don't start right from the beginning. Otherwise, we will end up in a chaotic situation. Now, there is no bondage and there is no liberation for me. Because bondage and liberation is for whom? When we inquire, we come to know there is no vyakti, there is no individuality, there is manifestation. When there is no vyakti, when there is no individuality, nobody is bound. Just get this point, it's very simple. When our eyes are seeing something ugly, unholy, the eyes don't get bound. When our eyes are seeing the temple of God, the eyes are not liberated. They are the same. So what is the meaning of liberation? Liberation means we were never bound. This understanding is called liberation. So, Name Bando, Name Mukti, Name Shastram, Name Guru. Up to here we have seen in our last. Now in this concluding one, Maya Matra Vikasatvat, Maya Tito Aham Advayaha, Pranas Chalatu Tadharmaihi, Kamairvahanyatam Manaha. Everything in this world is Maya Matra Vikasatvat and Aham Maya Titaha Advaya. Now what is the meaning of Maya? This is the most misunderstood word because the Maya is like that. Like Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Maya is what? San api asan api ubhayatvikano, anga api ananga api ubhayatvikano. It is and it is not and it is both. It is with parts, it is without parts and it is both. It is with attachment, it is without attachment, it is both. And karyanumeya sudhiyaiva gamya. And this Maya can be inferred only from the effects. Maya cannot be known, only from the effects. And if we see in our life, cause is always established by the study of the effects. So if there is no effect, cause cannot be established. Therefore, what is Maya? Maya is getting lost in cause and effect. First definition of Maya. Go beyond cause and effect, you will be happy. One example I told you, in one Shiva temple I was standing and enjoying the nice breeze. And one South Indian came, elderly man, must be from somewhere in the south. This happened in US. Some NRI's father must have. And when they come to the temple, a complete man, right from the dish antenna downwards. And when he came, he said, "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me. Why there is no Shakti Stambha in front of the Shiva temple?" Because traditionally, the Shiva temple must have Shakti Stambha in front. That is the Vastu Niyam. Why it is not there? I am in somebody's temple, how do I know? But we are questionable personalities. So, I asked an old man, I said, excuse me, you say the same sentence again because I am hard of hearing, but remove that word why from that sentence. He said, there is no Shakti Stambha in front of Shiva in this temple. I said, never mind, take the darshan and go. Relax. Never ask any question. You will be reaching yourself without effort. Take an example. Have we ever asked a question, why the fire is hot? Then we accept. Thereafter, we start thinking. We don't think why fire is hot. We think fire is hot, therefore, how to deal with that fire. Now apply this principle in life. You know, in New Orleans, when there was that big tsunami problem, it was a terrible chaos. The same time in our Bombay also, 2005, everything was in big deluge. So when that time I was there in US, so they asked me, some of the locals, how come in India, such a poor country, after such a terrible deluge, the whole Bombay came to normal within 4 days? And we hear this New Orleans, last 6 months, still it is limping. What is the reason? As the reason is, Indians know that there is nothing like government who will work for you. And therefore, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadahe Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmana. And you people, Americans, always depend on the government. We don't depend because government is an illusion. Like the first lesson in the management is this: management is a myth. Mismanagement is the truth. Go anywhere. Therefore, Maya Matra Vikasatvat, this whole world is just a mess. Don't get involved. One meaning of Maya. Second meaning of Maya is collecting limited information depending upon our capacity. And that limited information is mistaken as the ultimate information. And taking this as the basic data, functioning and suffering is called as Maya. Like our eyes can see only a particular spectrum of light waves. Beyond that, the light waves cannot be seen by the naked eyes. And if we say that what I see with my eyes, that alone is the truth I believe. And if I cannot see by my eyes, I don't believe. This is how people say, have you seen God? Because if the God falls in the purview of these limitations of the vision, then only the God exists. If the God is beyond this limitation, He doesn't exist. This foolish approach to life is called as getting caught in Maya. Now, if we have to go beyond this Maya, what we have to do? Tasmatvam indriyani adoniyamya bhartarshava papmanam prajayena jnana vijnana nashanam. Therefore, first spiritual practice is don't remain as a slave to your sense organs. First. When we are not slaves to the sense organs, then what happens? Our sense perceptions stop influencing us. When we are slaves, then we are influenced by what is perceived. Therefore, Maya is the experience which is gathered through the limitations and therefore incomplete experience. This incomplete experience, when it is taken as total, is so Maya Matra Vikasatvat, Maya Atitaha Aham. I am beyond the Maya. Means what? Here tell you. Vision is beyond the colors and forms. The mind is beyond the vision. And the conscious self is beyond the mind. Therefore, anything happening to the colors and forms, do not disturb the eyes. Anything happening to the eyes, never have problem for the mind. When the mind is enfolded or unfolded, nothing happens to the consciousness. Therefore, Maya Aditaha Aham Advayaha. See friends, I am that non-dual reality. And once this we are established, thereafter, see, then you will understand what meditation means. Such a person will never do meditation. Those who do meditation, they are going the wrong way. Because what is their meditation? They will sit quiet. On Singapore airport, few years before, one person came, I was comfortably sitting and enjoying the running of the people around. He came and he said, excuse me, do you deal in meditation? I said, I don't deal, I deal retail. Only wholesale. No, I also do meditation for last 30 years. I said, it's your problem. What can I do? No, I have got only one problem, that my mind keeps on running everywhere. Otherwise, it is okay. Meditation is only struggle. Our meditation is like we stand before the mirror and then there should not be any reflection in the mirror. Like that sparrow sits before the mirror and starts pecking. Why you have come? Why you have come? So our struggle is this. We should not see anything through the eyes. We should not hear anything through all the whole group. Then we should not talk. And then we should not. This is meditation. It's a punishment. Eyes are meant for seeing. If you cannot see by the eyes, then it is abnormality. If you can see by the eyes, it is not abnormality. If you cannot think by the mind, then it is abnormality. If you can think by the mind, it is a normal condition. Okay? But for us, we should not see, we should not hear, we should not smell, we should not. That means become dead. That is not meditation. Therefore, here the teacher says, Pranashcharatu tad dharmaihi. What is the dharma of the prana? The dharma of the prana is hunger and thirst. Two of them. So if there is hunger, eat and relax. No, I want to observe fast 21 days. But how can you manage? What did I say? 21 days. Then at night I eat. Cheating. Don't torture yourself. That's not the way. Those people who observe fast, what they do, they misplace the food. Instead, the food going in the stomach, it goes in their head. All the time thinking. और कितना नहीं बाकी क्या all this Ekadashi fellow they do the same thing. They plan Ekadashi. And then what is to be eaten? Sabudana kitchen. Therefore, I like the South Indian upvas. They eat everything except white rice. Then chapati, sabji, tadka, pyaj, everything is okay. Only white rice should not be there. And Ekadashi. Bhagwan also gets confused. I feel the most confused entity in the world is somebody, it must be Bhagwan. Because you go to South India, Hanuman is Saturday. Go to North India, Tuesday. Hanuman you get confused down. South India, you go to Balaji, it is Tirupati Balaji. North you go to Balaji, it is Hanuman. See, in Rajasthan, Balaji means Hanuman. Therefore, don't get carried away by all this. Pranashcharatu tad dharmaihi. If you are hungry, eat and relax. Otherwise, no, I am not going to eat. I am observing fast. And then, such people, Monday, Tuesday, they keep on observing fast, become cranky. And they become more cranky when others are eating. Who stopped you or eat? So if you are hungry, eat. If you are thirsty, take drinks and relax. The idea is your mind does not get carried away by the non-essentials. Similarly, kamayirva hanyatam manaha. Similarly, if in the mind there are desires, who can let the desires come? But it is not obligatory that we should attain to every desire. See? This principle, please understand. Once there was some big gathering and 2-3 people were sitting and those people were asking questions. And when a problematic question came, then they told, now Swamiji will answer this question. And the question was about Ram Janmabhoomi. So I started telling stories. I said, why our girls cut their hair? I have no opinion. Why people eat non-vegetarian? I have no opinion. Why people drink? I have no opinion. Is it necessary that we should have opinion on everything in my life? Not necessary. Yes, in the same manner, I have no opinion about Ram Janmabhoomi. Relax. See, one of the most important things in some house I was there, they were asking Swami, tell us something so that there will be peace in our house. I said, okay, listen. Every day, evening at least, take all of you food together. Don't eat separate. And when you are taking food together, do not discuss any controversial issue. Then you train yourself. Many times we get involved in the unwanted controversy and we suffer. The controversy doesn't suffer. See, in Sydney, there is a Gujarati couple. They were married for 7-8 years and constantly fighting. So, my friend thought that you talk to somebody, he will give you some advice. So, we went for a walk in a garden. For the first time, I saw them. And then the husband said, Swamiji, see how beautiful this dahlia flower is. I don't understand dahlia, valia. Oh, really beautiful. Immediately, wife, this is not dahlia. And she told some other way. He said, no, this is. And they both of them started arguing, fighting. What is the name of that fool? And the fool. And like a fool, I was watching. Fool. How does it matter what is it? Most important thing is our peace. Then I said, hey, I have pinpointed your problem. Now solution. And I talk to you, my conditions are two. Number one, no discussion. Number two, no argument. Are you ready? When I say something, the topic ends. Agreed? Yes. Have a child immediately. No discussion. And next year when I went, they had a child by God's grace. And then I asked them, how is fighting going on? Swamiji, where is the time? Because now they have a common enemy. We all get united because of the terrorists. Is it not? And we get divided because of the politicians. So whom should we invite in our country? Therefore, this is how the mind is. Let there be desire, but we don't have to attain to everything. The simplest way to disagree with anybody is to agree before listening. Yes. But I never said it. Never mind. Yes. Kamaya hadyata manaha ananda buddhi purnasya mama dukkham katham bhave. Don't justify that you are miserable. Because ananda buddhi purnasya, I am absolute bliss. Insist. But normally what we do, we justify that I am miserable and it is natural. Don't justify. And therefore never tell anybody your real nature. Remain born bluffing. Somebody asks you, how are you? Don't tell. See, I have got, such a... Don't tell that. They have got their own. Take like this. The other day in Melbourne it happened. One lady came for the first time to listen. And she said, I am a follower of so and so, that I will not tell you. And we have been doing such so many years and all that. And somebody told me, you come and listen to our sermon. So I came and I listened. But I tell you, I have not understood anything. But one thing, I am happy. I have never been so happy in my life after that. I said, no, stop going to that. Satsanga is not meant for becoming miserable. See? Otherwise, they will be reading the Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, and all the time crying. Sita Mata, she was taking my. We are not, Satsanga is not for becoming miserable. Two things: don't become miserable and don't become serious in life. Then only you will be at peace. Therefore, Ananda Buddhi Purnasya Mama Dukkham Katham Bhavet, I cannot be miserable. And Atmanam Anjasa Vedmi Kwapi Api Ajnanam Palayitam. Now this Ajnana, incomplete knowledge, where it has gone, It is something like this. Once darkness went to Brahma and told, Papa, that sun is such a terrible monster. He comes and always attacks me and destroys me. Brahmaji said, okay, beta, I'll call him and scold him. Wait. And then Brahmaji called sun. So when Lord Sun came, then he said, why are you scolding that poor darkness? So when the finger was toward darkness, the sun said, where is the darkness? It's not here. Abhi to tha. Papi Balayidam. It was just now. I agree with him that you are destroying me. See? Now go that side, the sun goes to the other room. Again the darkness. See? I cannot stand him, he kills me. Now the sun can never understand what is darkness. Therefore, Ajnana does not exist. And Jnana cannot be absent. See friends, Ajnana means incomplete knowledge. It is not absence of knowledge. Many times we have got this wrong understanding. Ajnana means Jnana abhavaha, no. Ignorance, I for incomplete. Ignorance, incomplete knowledge. If there is no knowledge, there is no problem. See? And the moment the knowledge comes, you have a problem. And if the knowledge is incomplete, then more problem. Like yesterday Sham took me to Anil's place for food. And then I was feeling very tired and exhausted. I think there must be something wrong. You should go to the doctor and all that. So your BP is going high and down and all that. So they made a plan, and today I went to Darwala, Dr. Darwala. What can I do? His name is like that. And very nice person. So I went and then he did all whatever he has to do. And he said, Samari, you are perfect. There is no problem. So I told Anil, I am so sorry you are disappointed. Only one thing you should do, only stop taking salt. I said, yes, that is my favorite. Yes, reduce it or stop. And walk little bit. Imagine walk in Bombay. Is there any place to walk? And therefore tomorrow I am going out of walking out. So when there is incomplete knowledge, there is something wrong, we are excited. When there is no knowledge, we are relaxed. When there is complete knowledge, we are relaxed. So this incomplete knowledge can be a problem which does not exist. Therefore, Atmanam Anjasa Vedmi Kwapi Api Ajnanam Palayitam. I don't know where this ignorance has gone. Continuing further, Kartrutvat kartrutvam adyame nashtam kartavyam vapi na kvachit. Now this is another topic in our scriptures. What is our duty? Duty is important for us to have self-discipline. If we are engaged in fulfilling our duties, we will be left with no extra time in our life. We all suffer, never because of lack of time. We all suffer because of excess of time. Kids never suffer because they have no time. What they do is not important. They are busy. But we oldies 70, 80 not out. जाओ तो जाओ then bahu because get involved unnecessarily. Therefore, kartrutvam means when we lead a duty-oriented life, we will be left with no extra time. Give yourself never a single holiday. Work 24/7, 365. Then see the joy of it. There is no holiday in life. This is one of the simplest things. When I used to take classes for the students, so some Swamis came and they asked me, we want to start also teaching Vedanta, so we want your advice and what do you teach? So I told the whole list. And how much time? I said 2.5 years maximum. Impossible. Why? Only one or two Upanishad takes more than 1 year. And you are teaching so many of them in such a short period. How it is possible? Then I ask you, please define your year. When you say 1 year, please define. No, we have got 150 working days. And we have got 2 lectures a week. And one lecture is 1 hour or 45 minutes. I say, yes, with this definition of year, you will require whole life. And for us, every year is equal to 365 days. And every day there are 5 lectures. Now apply. But do you think the students understand? I said, I also don't understand. Dear friends, therefore, kartrutva is meant for keeping us occupied, busy, and then you remain healthy. Unhealthy person is only that one who has got all the time at his disposal and nothing to do. Keep yourself occupied one way or the other. If there is nothing, start writing Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram till in the gap. I saw one old lady, Telugu lady, and she was talking to me in Telugu and I was talking to her in English. And both of us don't understand each other's language. So her daughter-in-law, doctor, she came and she said, Swamiji, I'll translate for you. I said, look here, I have no problem, she has no problem, why you have problem? But then what you are talking, I said, doesn't matter to her. And it doesn't matter to me what she is talking to me. We are time past, you prepare food, you prepare food, go. No, not that, I'll try to. Okay. Then, what do you do, Amma? Swamiji, I chant the whole Bhagavad Gita 3 times every day. And then I have written Bhagavad Gita number of times. These are all the books. And then I read Bhagavad Mahapuran 40 times. And then afternoon after food I take little nap and then see a Telugu movie. Then after the movie is over, I again take the book and write down the whole story. I said, why you keep yourself so busy? So that I don't have to cook at home. Otherwise, old people will see, अच्छा दादी माँ आप अच्छा बनाती हो क्या अच्छा बनाती हो? I keep myself busy. Then I ask her, what do you do with all this writing? Who cares? When I go, their problem, not my problem. Oh, beautiful scene. And she was so cheerful and happy. Therefore, in our scriptures, upasana is meant for keeping ourselves busy in life. Okay? And fortunate to us, we have got so many Upanishads, so many Gitas, so many Puranas. Your whole life will not be enough to read the book. Take projects. First of all, read Bhagavad Mahapuran, study 5-6 years old. You don't have to practice. Time pass. Then read Valmiki Ramayana. Then read Tulasi's Ramcharitmanas. Then read Panchadashi. And keep yourself occupied creatively. And if you do the same thing every day, nothing will happen. It will be mechanical. Whenever you do anything mechanically, you lose the charm of it. Don't do anything mechanically. One factory I went and saw a huge factory in Goa. They manufacture the files, steel files. And there must be about 300 workers. So they took me there. And I said, can I talk to one of the persons? He said, you can talk. So one death machine and he was working. I went there. I said, hey, if I talk, will your work be disturbed? No, you can talk family. It is our great place. You have come and all that. So I was talking to him and he was doing his work and talking to me. I said, since how many years you are doing it? How many? 25. Do you enjoy? What is there to enjoy in this? Take care good year. Take care good year. It's mechanical boring. Then what do you do because of this mechanical boring? Now I will not tell you lies. When I go from here, I become little spiritual. Whenever we are depressed, bored, dejected, understand we have become mechanical in our spiritual practice. Don't be mechanical. And for that, study varieties of scriptures. Otherwise, the same Krishna, the same Rama, and then like that, after some time, you have to give the glycerin. Then something happens, Mahatma is also crying. Don't do that. Therefore, कर्तृत्वम में नष्टम कर्तव्यम न क्वापि क्वचित. Therefore, I have no duty because duty is for those who have the sense of doership. If you have no sense of doership, no duty. Police cannot charge you if you are a passenger. If you are a driver, yes, the police will charge you. Be a passenger. Dehi vidhi rakhe, dehi vidhi rakhe. Life becomes good for us, I will do it. Everything I have to do. There was one friend of mine, elderly man, he had this problem. He had this notion that he alone can cut the fruits properly. And that is one job I don't like at all. Hands, whichever makes my hands wet, I don't like. So I had to eat fruits one day and I said, no, how do I cut this? So I sat in front of him, got the fruits in the bag, without washing and anything, just took it out. You stop that, this is not the way. He scolded and I was very happy. He got up, made the holes in that bag, put it below the water tap, cleaned it properly, brought it in. I'll tell you how to cut it. He was cutting, I was eating. I want to do it. Let others do, you enjoy. So, Kartrutva Abhiman only qualifies us for duty. If you have no kartrutva then no duty. ब्राह्मण्यम कुलगोत्रे च नाम सौंदर्य जातयाम स्थूल देहगता एते स्थूल देहात् भिन्नस्य मे नहीं. What is your name? What is your form? What is your kula? What is your gotra? Whether you are a Gujju, whether you are a Lohana Kachhi, whether you are a Bengali, this all pertains to the gross body. Gujaratis don't have body. Gross body. And therefore, स्थूल देहगता एते स्थूल देहात् भिन्नस्य मे नहीं. Therefore, the basic approach on the spiritual path is number one, freedom from gross body identification. If this does not happen, Gurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavananam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Vajatina Muktim Janmashatena. First. The second step on the spiritual path is freedom from the notion of being a soul. You are not the Jiva. You are Jivana. You are life. When these two things happen, then only we are going the right way. So the first thing is get out of this gross body identification. So the technique is first of all, the technique is possessions and relations will lose their impact on our mind. How they impact our mind and how to get out of it. Whenever we have expectations, the mind is in place. When there are no expectations, mind is not in place. And therefore, to get out of this body identification, the first step is whenever we have relations, we have expectations. So have relations without expectations. First step. And when we have to do this, how can we give up the expectation? Another simple thumb rule. Write off your rights. Right away. Or else we perform our rights right now. No right on anyone. Number two, learn to listen and say no in life. Both are it. Those who cannot say no, they suffer because of themselves. Nobody listens. And those who cannot listen no, they also equally suffer. One girl last time I told you, he was, engaged, and then that boy went and got married with somebody and told her that consider our engagement cancelled. I got married to your good friend and she's really sweet. Thank you for introducing me. And as a result, that girl heard no for the first time and she got so depressed, regressed back in her age. As if she became 5 years. Because in her life, she has never heard no. Another example I'll give you. This happened in Delhi, one school. I was sitting with some principal. That time one parents came, husband and wife. And they said, principal, we have got problem, our children, son and daughter, but they are like cat and dog, constantly fight. We don't know what we should do. So the principal, very smart, phone. He said, see, you are lucky, Swami is here, he will explain you, I have to go and take my class. Chalu. So, I said, okay, tell me, what is the problem? See, we have got separate rooms for them, we have got everything separate for them, and yet they fight with each other. What is the reason? I said, you go now. along with your car, come after 2 hours. And after they went, then I called the son first from the same school. I was talking to him. I said, tell me, who is the best batsman? He was so charged the moment he heard cricket. And he was telling so many things, so lovely time. Then he went. Then I called his sister. Then I asked her. I said, hey, what is the latest fashion of the .com? And she was so thrilled to know about the dresses and makeup and all kinds of things. She also went. And afterwards, the parents came. I said, yeah, I had diagnosed a problem. The problem lies with the problem lies with, and their tempo was built. The problem lies with the poor children's parents. With us, I said yes. Have you ever taught them to share? Have you ever taught them to listen no? Because you have money, anything they say, you are giving. Teach them to listen no in life. Teach them to say no in life. If this does not happen, then we become miserable, frustrated. Therefore, when you are practicing, suppose you sit there sometime for meditation. If meditation doesn't happen, who cares? Yeah, hum chai piyenge. But why it is not happening? All cartoons, that is not meditation. Be yourself. We become meditator. The Panchadeshi says, Dhyatru dhyane parityajya. Give up the meditation and the meditator. When we give up the effort to sleep, and the one who is putting the efforts, I and the want, when these two things disappear, immediately the sleep begins. Therefore, they are belonging to the gross body, not me. Then, Shuddhipasa Badhya Badhirya Kama Krodhadayo Akilaha Linga Deha Gata Ete Alingasya Nastandime. Similarly, hunger, thirst, desire, anger, frustration, etc., they pertain to the subtle body, not to me. And therefore, if there are thoughts, don't become disturbed. And if there are no thoughts, don't feel lonely. Therefore, don't struggle with anything. When Swami Akhandaji Maharaj went to, during his childhood, to one Mahatma, who was staying in among the Ganges, one day. And he was a great master. And one day, Maharaj asked him as a seeker, Sir, you are such a great master. Why do you become angry? And why do you abuse so badly some people? So he again became angry. I never become angry. You know what he said? Then he said, did I ever call you? No. Did I ever ask you to go? No. You come on your own, you go on your own in the same manner. The anger comes and goes. Why should I worry? See the beauty. Meaning, when anger comes, we don't become angry. When misery comes, we don't become miserable. That is living in meditation. But instead of that, we control, I should not become angry, I should not be. How to control anger? Become angry with the anger. So they belong to the subtle body. I had nothing to do with them. Jadatva, Priya Modatva, Dharma, Karna Dehaga, Nasanti, Mama Nityasya, Nirvikara Swarupinaha. Therefore, laziness and temporary happiness, etc., they belong to the causal body, not to me, because I am eternal. Causal body appears totally in the deep sleep and partially in other experiences, but I am eternal and nirvikara. I am without any modification. Be attentive. The happiness that we know is only in grades. Like three, four stages we can go. When you are thinking of something whom or whatever you like these days, the children give their parents a gift of a Europe trip with Kesari Travels. In their whole life, they have never gone out of, their twins Gopi. So now, they are so all the time thinking about going to the Google, so happy. Thinking about something what you like gives you happiness. First stage. And the day of departure comes there. They become happy. And they have to tell everybody, hey, look here, Guptari, we are going for a vacation, and please take care of our house. The gas should be switched off. People should know that we are going. Then what is the use of going? More happiness. And then the day of departure comes, and then they go and sit in the flight, and then the husband, out of his own habit, tells the wife, don't take out the hand from the window. The wife says, Chup, this is not a bus. Out of happiness. So that happiness, which has grades, is at the level of the mind. That happiness, which can neither be enhanced nor can be corrupted, is the real bliss. And therefore, to me, all these happiness pertaining to the relative world don't mean anything. उनुकस्य यथा भानुः अंधकार प्रतीयते स्वप्रकाशे परानंदे तमो मूढ़स्य जायते. Like the owls is seeing the darkness in the sun, in the same manner, the fool is suffering because of the miseries. Only fools are miserable. Wise are never miserable. गतासु न गतासुश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः. पंडिताः न अनुशोचन्ति. Wise people are never miserable. Therefore, one of the symptoms of a strong ego is this. Stronger the ego, more miserable that person is. Lesser the ego, less miserable that person is. Bhagavan has no ego, therefore Paramananda. See, therefore don't justify that you are miserable. When you go to satsang, it is not for becoming miserable. If you want to be miserable, become miserable, watch some useless serials. It will be sufficient. At least in satsang you should not. Narayana. Then chakshu drishti nirodha bhaihi suryo nasti iti manyate tatha ajnana vruto nehi brahma nasti iti manyate. Like a fool thinks that the clouds are covering the sun. The sun is so big, cannot be covered by the clouds. It is actually our own vision is covered. In the same manner, we say that the Brahman is covered by the ignorance. Brahman cannot be covered by the ignorance. It is our understanding that we are lacking. Therefore, tatha ajnana avruto dehi Brahman na asti iti manyate. Therefore, he says, there is no Brahman. Show if there is God. In Panchadashika says, a muddy-headed fool, if he says that I don't have tongue in my mouth, to such a fool, there is no wisdom in talking. Because I don't have tongue in my mouth cannot be said by a person who doesn't have a tongue. And the one who is saying this, he is bluffing, because otherwise he can't talk. In the same manner, to say, I don't think there is Brahman in me. Without him, you cannot even deny him. Friends, therefore, तथा अज्ञानावृतो देहि ब्रह्म नास्ति इति मन्यते यथा अमृतं विषयात् भिन्नं विषयदोषैर्न लप्यते न स्पृशाम्ये जरात् भिन्नः जडदोषान् प्रकाशतः. Like the nectar separate from the poison is not contaminated by the poison. In the same manner, I am totally different from the totally objective world. Therefore, the objective world cannot disturb me, cannot touch me. This rule which I told you, the illuminator is never influenced by what is illumined. Instead of doing the Ram 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 Ram, think about this. Illuminator is not influenced by what is illuminated. Right. Something beautiful. What happened to the eyes? Nothing. Something ugly. What happened to the eyes? Like the other day, I was in somebody's house in Sydney. And no question. Swamiji, please don't brush. Please tell sincere. Sometimes you should tell something serious. You move so many countries around the world, which is the best place that you. I said, you will not accept because you will think that I am bluffing. But I am telling you the truth, very serious. Mama, I like your house. I know you will say like that. Then why did you ask me? But why do you say like that? I look here. Wherever I am, that is the best place. How simple it is. If there is a temple and if there is no God, will you call it as a temple? The temple is a temple because of God. This world is beautiful because of me. If I am not there cannot be beauty anywhere. This has to be recognized. Therefore, Swarpapi Deepakarika Baulam Nashayit Tamaha Swalpopi